Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a review on this Klutch MP140 SI welder. There are some different models, just depending on what options you have. There's a more basic one where you don't have the spool gun setting or the stick. It's just, I think, MIG only. There's also one I think has MIG and spool gun option, but there are some different models of this. They're all 110 plug-in. I think they're all 140s or pretty close to that. So this is kind of, at the time, I think maybe the numbers have changed a little bit, but it's basically the exact same welder that they still sell today on Northern Tool. There's some other models out there that they're not Klutch, but they're basically the exact same welder. They just got a different branding on them. So I know that just because of some of the parts I've had to buy a different gun and sleeve for one, and yeah, it's the same part numbers, cross-reference between some different manufacturers, I guess. So I think they're all produced by the same company. They just throw a different color and a different name on it and call it something else. So, but this is the Klutch MP140. It is a 110 only. Pretty simple. I love this machine. I've used the crap out of this one for a lot of different projects. And anything from building some bell spikes for a tractor to some forks, pallet forks for skid steer, fork extensions. Done some body work. I've built some different motorcycle frames and crap like that over the years. I had a Miller, basically same thing, 110 or 220. It's a good machine too, but it's about 4 times the price of this one. I think this one here is right around that $350 today. I actually got this one cheaper because it was refurbished and it's been, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago, something like that. It's been a while. But again, I absolutely love the machine. I've used the crap out of it, have had no issues. The only thing I think I've ever done with one was replace a sleeve that got smashed. And again, that was at work. We use these as well, and that one happened to be there, and it got ran over by a set of pallet forks, and it was just sticking. So really wasn't the machine's fault, just wasn't taken care of. So like I said, I highly recommend these machines. Again, for the price, you can't beat them. They're just super reliable. The only other thing I run into every once in a while is if you're welding long beads or doing a lot of welding, it will overheat on you or trip your breaker. So if you got this on a 15 amp, you can pretty well do what you need to at home. But if you're using it quite a bit, like doing, you know, like an assembly line welding where you're just constantly welding parts, yeah, it will eventually trip on you and trip a breaker. So if you got it on 20 amp, you can go for quite a while, but it every once in a while we'll even get it. So, but again, couldn't say enough good things about it. Love this welder. It's been great. So like I said, I use a couple others at work and have had no issues with them. So kind of go over this one. We'll turn it on here. The reason why I kind of wanted this one over some of the others, like I have a few at work that don't have these options, but the spot timer is really cool for like if you're welding, say, a gas tank or doing some sheet metal type work. You can easily set this up. Here's your time. You guys can see that. Oops, let me get it on tape there. So you guys can see that time changing over there, up and down. So you can set that to where, if I want to go 2 seconds, hold the trigger down, it welds 2 seconds, shuts off automatically. Love it. It keeps you from blowing through. Once you get that all set up, super nice and easy. So really cool feature. Again, if you're doing any sheet metal or small work, like that little pumpkin Halloween decoration, it works awesome on that kind of stuff. Really works great. So, and then the other cool feature is the spool gun, which a lot of these have that option as well. They just don't have the stick here, the TIG, but the spool option is really cool. I have this set up at work for aluminum, so pretty much it just plugs into here. You twist this one out, pop this off, and then inside of here you have your ground that hooks up off your spool gun. And actually, you don't take this off, sorry. You just have your ground that hooks up here, and then this piece here is a quick connect for your gas. So you swap your gas over to your straight argon or whatever you're using. And again, pretty simple. You can have it hanging off the side of the machine and basically disconnect this, swap your gas, and you're good to go. You can start welding if you flip that switch. So really cool feature. Again, if you're doing any welding with aluminum or stainless and you don't want to deal with this, and again, like aluminum, you need it in a spool gun, just because here it's just gonna wad it up. It's not hard enough to shove down a sleeve. So really cool feature. I think it's a couple $100 for that spool gun with this machine. Again, we have one at work. Had no issues with it. Works really well for smaller stuff. So you got your quick setup guide here too. Again, you guys can kind of see this. You can run all the way down that .024 wire up to the .035. I prefer to use 75/25 for my gas. I'm not a big fan of welding straight CO2 for steel. So this is what I'm running, and again, I like the .035 for what I'm doing. I have ran the .024. Again, like if you're doing like that Halloween sign, that type of stuff, you can get really small and use it for basically just kind of tack welding and that light metal stuff. So, but I like to run it the .035, and I'm typically welding somewhere up in the upper range of this, or even a little above what it's calling for there, a little above the 1/8 inch. So again, really simple. You've got your different dies here. They're really easy to come in and out. They basically twist out. Really simple to swap those. Yeah, and like I said, it's got your settings here, so you get a pretty good idea. If you're welding over here in some heavy stuff, you set it at 10. I like to run mine around 6 for the wire speed, but it's, again, kind of personal preference and where you feel comfortable and weld your best. So pretty simple. Changing the wire out, really simple, like a lot of other wire machines. But yeah, I mean, it's just been a good welder. The only issue I've had, I guess, with this one personally, the one here in my garage, is actually when I was building my railing, which I will be jumping to. Again, it's already happened, but I'll be jumping to that here and kind of showing some of the welds or welding process with it. My ground finally got hot and burnt, so I got to get a new input on that and get it put back together. Super easy to do, simple. Just, yeah, I'm sure I had this probably in a weird position, and again, I've welded a crap load with this welder. Looks pretty decent. I keep it pretty clean. I try to keep it cleaned up. Again, it's different here in my garage, so I'm able to do that. But yeah, pretty simple. The gun is a nice gun. I think the only parts you'll have to replace, that I've had to replace, is this end. It'll sometimes get hot and it starts to separate down here. And you can get those online. They're really cheap. Again, there's other models that are the same or interchangeable parts, I guess. So yeah, if anybody has any questions on this, feel free to ask. Like I said, you get these from Northern Tool. I have no sponsorship or affiliation with them. Again, it's just been a great welder. Probably should have done a video sooner on it, but yeah, I've had it here in the shop, so thought I'd show a video or kind of my thoughts or review on it. So again, if you guys have questions, I'll try to help you out on it. And yeah, you can't beat them for the price. So, and then here is what the last project, I guess, some railing that I built. So for like this type of stuff, it is awesome. Right now I'm waiting for paint to dry, but it does work really nice for this type of work. So yeah, if you guys are looking for a welder, can't say enough good things about them. Great welder for the price. So anyway, we'll catch you on the next one, and thanks for watching. Basically just going to tack these corners to start with. So you guys can see, I'm basically capping the end of this. Again, this is going to be a top rail on railing, kind of like around stairs. So I may cut back at the end of this and show you guys what I'm building here. Like I said, I normally don't do this kind of stuff on the channel, but this is some of the other things that I do, so we'll throw it on there since I'm not putting out a lot of content on jet skis and trucks and all the other crap. So anyway. So again, this isn't probably the greatest thing to be showing. Welding the cap on's kind of hard, but you guys can kind of see. Again, this isn't the prettiest welds. It's a little bit difficult trying not to blow through here, but when it grinds down, it'll look nice and pretty. All right, so here's kind of the finished end after it's all grinded down, nice and smooth, no edges. So again, works great for this type of stuff, capping or building small projects. Again, I've used this on a lot larger projects. I'm actually got one coming up where I'm going to be building a bumper for my pickup, so that'll be coming up at some point, but gotta get this finished first. So yeah, like I said, I'll probably cut back maybe and show what I built with it when it's said and done. So anyway, I don't think I'll set the camera up and record the whole thing, but I may show some other times when I'm welding the posts on or some of that crap, and then like I said, cut back when it's all finished and built before I paint it. Yeah, like I said, guys, it's not a bad welder. That's what you're gonna get out of it. So, again, not bad. Like I said, I'll probably show some more of this as I go. But anyway,